Great game. Obviously, just really happy about the win, but I'm just really proud of the way the guys played. I'm just so, man, this wasn't easy, but just proud of our guys and just the fight and the belief that they have in each other, leadership in our team. Just really proud of our guys being able to make plays, and it's just it was an exciting win, but the coach and me wants us to get better, obviously, but felt like we had some good moments. I want us to be more consistent, but you have to give Oklahoma State a lot of credit. I mean, they came in ready to play. They had a plan, and we were going to have to. We're going to have to battle that every week when you look at how many yards we gave up in the run game and some of the issues that we had were guys trying to do. I think guys were trying to do a little bit too much and weren't executing the scheme. But that's on us as coaches, and I got to do a better job of that too. And just the fundamental stuff I thought didn't tackle as well as we should, even though Ollie Gordon he finds ways to break tackles, and he's a dynamic back, but. Yeah, with all those things being said, I was really proud that we were able to get more points than them. You look at the run game from our offense and the explosive plays that we had, and just really proud that we were able to march down. I like the play of Jake. Other than the interceptions, I like what he did, especially in the last drive. And he knows that we need to be better as a team, and made too many mistakes. I think normally we can overcome some of those mistakes if you're being aggressive, but not against really good teams, man. And we probably way too many mistakes that I'm comfortable with. So we just got to keep improving, getting better, but can't deny the opportunity for us to celebrate the win, and that it was good for the program, good for our team, good for the offense, and good for the players. So I thought finding a way to get the win was key for us. Just remind that these guys played for the conference championship last year, so and they returned a lot of the guys. So we saw them play, and it was unfortunate. I think their quarterback went out, got hurt, and he had some big plays against us, and that's the game. We've been on that side before, so hope he gets better, and hope the guys heal up those that got banged up, and look forward to getting better and getting to next week. So, what questions do you guys have for me?
Describe what you saw on that last touchdown pass that gave you the win and what that was like.
Well, I saw the catch, and I was more concerned about the time, so I was looking up at the clock to see if we needed to clock it or we had a timeout, and knew that we probably had time to clock. And then I kind of got shocked because he broke some tackles and got the score, so it made it easy. And then my concern went to getting everybody off the field so we didn't get penalized for it, and then getting the defense ready for the last 10 seconds of the game.
Darius, his last three games now, he's had over 120 yards receiving in 2 of the games. Had a career high at 129 tonight. What have you seen from him that's allowed him to kind of emerge as that go-to big play receiver?
I think I think all the guys are go-to for us, and you can only take so many guys away. And I'm glad that Jake was going through the progression and seeing Keelan, seeing Chase. So I think try not to force the ball to certain players, and just going through the kind of his reads is the key for our quarterback, and having the time and all that. That's what we need from him, and it's unfortunate the turnovers that we had, because it's uncharacteristic of what he's been doing and how he's been protecting the ball. But it happens sometimes. I'm glad that it happened and we were able to get the win. But against really good teams, it's hard to spot them. I'm glad we made tackles. That's the key on offense. Yet they weren't able to turn those into points, but we have a lot of work still to go. This is a good win, and I'm excited about it. But there's definitely room for improvement. I can't complain about being 7-0 and being able to fix those concerns.
You guys got down 35-31. What was kind of the mood on that sideline before the offense took the field?
Well, the team, there's still time. That's why we took the timeouts, and I was trying to be smart with it. I think receiver went out of bounds on one, so I didn't have to use the timeout there. So we felt good about it. It would have been nice to get the stop and force them to kick a field goal so we can just kick a field goal at the end to win it, but it just worked out the way it did. I'm glad that we were able to get the ball back with some time, and I think the big play was the 4th down conversion to Chase Roberts was huge, and then Jake being able to just being nifty enough to see the run and take the yards, and that took a lot of the chunk yardage out that we had to, and we spiked the ball, so we were able to play the next play and get a call in. it's what we practice, and it's nice to see them execute it really high level. And the players, great communication. They all knew who was going to get the ball and at certain times and whatever coverages we see. So we practice that situation all the time, and it's just nice to get the win from it.
What message did the team send tonight with Statement 7?
What was that?
What message did the team send tonight with Statement 7?
I mean, Statement 7 was just hey, find a way to win. It's a good team win. I can't sit there and say like one phase in all three phases that one was the key, but all three just stuck together and we just found a way to get a win. I mean, it's a good team win, but we made mistakes, and that's a team mistakes. So, but we were able to find a way to. Good teams can find a way to get this done, man. I've coached some of those and been on some really special teams. They just find a way and they believe. And these guys, they know we got to get back to work and relish the moments that we're in. But we're gonna have fun and enjoy it. That's a huge accomplishment where they're at right now. But man, you can't take anything lightly, and not that we did, but we know we're going to get their best shot. You guys have heard me say it before. We're going to get their best shot. We just got to make sure that ours comes along. I don't know if that was our best shot, but I know that there's times that last drive was definitely a best shot of ours in the end. But that you have to give credit for Oklahoma State to stress us a little bit. I don't mind it. I don't mind the stress and the growth that we can make from this game.
Well, I mean, it looked like Jake was banged up a little going into the halftime. Was there any thought or kind of what was his prospects coming out?
Yeah, we talked to him. He's fine. It's just quarterbacks don't get hit, so when they hit the ground, sometimes I think it's an easy way to panic. So he's fine. Don't fill his head with anything. He's going to be just fine.
What was it like watching the defense struggle on their last drive? Because they put together an 8+ minute, 17-minute drive. How hard was that?
It's hard to get out of the plays, but you have to give credit to. I mean, that screen play that they did to Presley was they executed the play, and I wish I could say that. Had we played more assignment sound, I think it would have made it more difficult. We would have got out some drives, but. It was uncharacteristic of what you've seen from our defense, and so I have to watch the film. I have a feeling that guys are trying to do too much, that everyone's trying to get in the how do they get the energy and the momentum of creating the turnovers, because that can be exciting, but it can also be a hindrance sometimes when guys are going out of their own responsibilities to try to make the play. And I don't fault them, but we've got to be a little bit more disciplined and make sure that everybody does their 1/11. And I thought we freelanced a little bit for the sake of trying to make the big play. And that's my first initial impression. And it put the defense in tough spots and it hurt us, especially in the big plays and the run plays. So we'll go back to that and try to find ways to get these guys to play at a more disciplined level.
Was one of the expect Oklahoma State to run the ball as much with their quarterbacks?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that. That's what they do. They're good at pounding the ball, and they have one of the best running backs in the country. The QB was committed to running the ball too, and we knew that was going to be part of it. But they just had way too much success on us and what we've been able to do all year long. So that was. We'll just go back to the film and try to find ways to get better. You have to give them credit for making that and stressing us a little bit. And I think UCF's going to do the same thing next week. So. We've got to be ready for it, but I look forward to getting better and for our guys to get to work on it.
BYU's offense put up 38 points. It seems like they're in a groove right now and producing. How would you describe Aaron Roderick over the last few weeks as a play caller and how this offense has been able to get in sync and score the ball?
Yeah, I think he's done a great job. I think being the offense coordinator at BYU can be tough sometimes. You're criticized quite a bit. I mean, I know I played here. Seeing the things that were said about Roger French and Norm Chow and the whole entire staff, it hasn't changed, but it's the high expectations from our fans. We understand it, but it doesn't hurt to score 38 points. So if we can score 38 points every week, I like our chances, So A-Rod understands what's at stake here. He understands expectations, and he's willing to meet it. So I don't have a problem with how he works. I think the way he organizes it and the way he coaches with his staff. Can't complain about what they were able to do tonight. I thought they were able to do some things that the drive killers were the turnovers, and some of the mistakes that we made. But we were so close to just being really unstoppable on offense. And you have to give Oklahoma State credit for getting some timely stops. But I'm glad that we're in a position to kick a field goal, and Will came through and made it. And that gave us the win, that we were able to go get the score and come out with the W.
Last two questions. Go
comeback
Mitch
win, like-
first, then we'll go here.
Okay.
Comeback win like tonight, you feel like your team is a group, like a team of destiny right now with how you guys are just finding a way to win no matter what.
I don't know. I don't want to categorize it or define it that way. It's just like you can see when teams find a way to get the win, but you have to work. I mean, we're going to go back to work. That's going to be the key, and we got to learn from it. And I think I've been singing that tune from the very beginning. And you got to find ways to be disciplined and be humble. Just be humble and just work every week for what's ahead of you. Don't look at the next game. All we're focused on right now is game 8, and we've got to find a way to be better. And that's what we're looking forward to that. And I think it's going to be a good test for us, but we definitely can improve. I would say that I love the way the team is working, though, and the connection that they have with each other and the love that they share for each other, the belief. That's something that's special, and I love the leadership on this team.
I believe LJ had a career night as well. Was that one of the emphasis points at halftime to run the ball more with him in the second half?
Well, I mean, LJ's a playmaker for us. I think if offensively, I don't really give them any. I don't sit there and tell them what to do. Let's get more points on the board. Let's get first downs and get more points on the board. I thought they were doing some really good things. We just got to finish drives and get some scores. I mean, we're so close from being really explosive and unstoppable, and that's going to be. And a lot of so I'm looking at a lot of the situations, the issues that we can fix ourselves in all 3 phases, the fixable things. If we can do that in the next week, I really like our chances every week. And right now we're focused on the next game, which is UCF. So.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, thank you. Yeah, I got to dance a little bit. It wasn't great, but I'm 49 years old now. I'm an old man, guys. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Have a good day off tomorrow.
He's an old man. I have to admit that I'm an old man.
Sure.
Jake, take us through the last drive.
That was out of body. That was a spiritual experience. That was insane. I was just telling some of our media team that I remember the run up until I cut. I remember making the decision to cut inside, making the decision to slide, and then I remember just spiking the ball. And then I remember throwing a touchdown to Darius to win the game. That was sick. I mean, Chase made a great catch on 4th down. That was huge. He was doing jumping jacks. He was so open at first, and then I was like, that's too easy. That was just incredible, dude. Hope you guys didn't get nervous.
To that tune, Jake, it seemed like you guys believed you were going to go down and score a touchdown. Am I totally off my rocker?
Of course we did. Well, everybody believed it. Dude, 2 minute. 2 minutes my thing. I love 2 minutes. If I had to say one thing, the best situation I love is 2-minute drill. I mean, every time we did it in camp, every time we did it in spring ball, I was always excited, ready to go, getting the guys going, and we are really good at it. And it was just cool to do it like that to finish.
Could you go through that final play, that touchdown pass, the route combination, what you guys expected maybe in coverage and how that opened up and Darius was able to finish it off?
I don't know, dude. It's a great concept. But it was just Darius made a great play on the ball, went and got it. In their 2-minute stuff, they do some drop stuff where they go like U coverage. They did it against us last year. Their U coverage stuff, and they haven't ran very much of it this year. They did the man versions against us last year, but this year they drop out of it. So we knew maybe cut underneath them and then get the ball to the receiver before that middle like Tampa-ish player. Fit it between the linebackers. I don't know, bro. That's a bunch of football jargon, but I just saw him coming open, threw him the ball. Like, there's a certain point, especially a 2-minute drill, where you just got to see the field, see areas of the field. It's zone coverage-ish, because always in the back end it kind of mans up. And just Darius made an incredible play, and that's Darius. That's 5 for you.
After experiencing that outer body experience you noted, but that 27-yard run, what do you remember from that? Do you remember anything at all from that?
I remember seeing a lot of space in front of me, and then I saw the linebacker. He was trying to cut me up before I got to the sideline, and there was just nobody behind him. It was like the safety was way back there, and I was like, oh, okay, he's going to give me the inside. I'll just take the yards, knowing we had timeout, knowing I was going to get the first down. So I knew the clock was going to stop, and then once I saw the sideline, I think everybody on the sideline was given the clock signal, and so that was a good reminder to clock the ball right there, and the guys did a great job executing. I mean, this team, we practice that stuff every single week. Like, that's not an accident. Those plays don't happen by accident. Like, this morning we were doing that stuff in our walkthrough this morning. Like, we were running through those plays, and we ran almost all of the plays that we run through in those situations. Like, and the guys did it really well. It's not an accident. I mean, and like I said, they know what they're doing, and they're making plays, and they believe in each other.
Every win's fun, Jake, but what's it like when you win like that on the final drive and you score a touchdown? What's the emotion?
It's magical. It's spiritual. How can you not be romantic about this game? Just something like that. A couple of the guys, Waylon Obuaho was in tears on the sideline. Connor Pay scooting around in tears. Like, it's a special experience, man. And doing it at home makes it even more fun. It was fun. It was just unbelievable, man. That's something that's going to be talked about for a long time, especially in my household.
Kind of take us through your interception. Which one's worse, dropping a pick or almost not scoring?
That's a great question. Yeah, just I'm pretty sure it was Mark Collins was in really good coverage there on that play, but watching a little bit of film later in the week on number 13, wasn't really a big look-off guy, so from the start, he looked heavy to that side, and so I weaved over the top of those routes, and then, Mark was in good tight coverage, so the disruption, caused a little bit of an overthrow there and was able to steal that ball, and then was trying to, get down the sideline. I think I made a couple guys miss. Tyler Batty tried to tackle me into the end zone. But I would say dropping a pick's got to be way worse than not scoring because, we'll give LJ the rock and let him punch it in.
LJ, thanks, yeah.
Love giving you guys the short field,
Yeah, that's short, all right. The opposite of last week's interception.
Yeah.
You had to make up for it.
Yeah,
So
I made up for it with
yeah.
6 inches.
Thanks.
Instead of
For scored on
99.5
both, but
yards.
thanks. Yeah.
Jake, do you feel like it's kind of, in a way, redemptive for you after kind of struggling in the first half and then playing so well in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, all the guys did an incredible job just believing in me, rallying behind me. I didn't see a flinch in our defense's belief in me or the O-line or receivers' belief in me, and just our belief in everybody on the field. It's second to none, and this brotherhood's special. So those guys just rallied me up, got me going again, and then we came out of half firing. Right, we scored on every possession in the second half.
Did you up at all going out at halftime? It looked like you were favoring the shoulder.
I kind of landed on it weird. Nothing crazy. It's just bumps and bruises throughout the game. It's nothing to worry about. I was fine.
Tanner, what was that last drive of theirs? It just seemed like no matter what you did, you couldn't get off that field as they were driving the ball down.
Yeah, props to them, obviously, for having a great game plan, and they came out and executed well. Ollie Gordon was kind of in and out. He got banged up a number of times in the game, was off, came back in. But they're a tough team and they executed well. I thought their O-line, all 5 returning starters from last year, so they're a veteran team, and I thought that they handled themselves well in that crazy atmosphere that is LaVell Edwards Stadium, in a night game here. But we didn't lose, right? We don't lose here at home, certainly not after dark, as many people know. But yeah, they had some good plays dialed up, right? And were able to pick up some quick runs, right? Just kind of punching up the middle in those tight formations, and we were prepared for that, and so really it was just kind of a man-on-man situation there where we needed to win with pad level. But props to them for coming out and really executing.
I got one more question back here.
Hi, after a win like that, what is it right now that you guys are most confident in about your team as a whole?
Just the way we band together, the way there's no flinch, the way that locker room gets fired up, the way just we know who we are. Like, we have a real identity. And we know that no matter who's on the other side of that field, we are who we are, and we're going to do what we do. game plan is one thing, but we run our base offense and our base defense. Like, we do what we do, and we are confident in our abilities, and we are confident in every guy in that locker room.
I'd say our belief, right? We believe in each other on all three phases. You know, guys who don't play believe in the guys who do play. We, you know, throughout the week, everyone buys into their role, and the level of belief on this team is very high. And, you know, we expect a lot from ourselves too, right? Our level of belief, you know, helps us to have an expectation to win, which ultimately is what, you know, allows us to put together drives at the end of a game like that, where, you know, everything's on the line, but we trust and know that our guys are going to get it done, and we're going to go out and win games, and that's exactly what we did.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Great description, Jeff. Thanks.
Imagine seeing you here.
All right, questions for Darius?
Darius, you gotta take us through the last time. Tell us about it. What was it like?
Yeah, it was crazy. After I did my celebration, I kind of just black out and love you too, Jake, bro. And originally it was a play to get JoJo open. It was two seniors from the inside and Dig from the outside just to get us in closer field position and things like that. So, but once I ran my seam, I looked back and nobody was in my spot, and I just seen Jake looking this way. I didn't see JoJo at the moment, but once I ran back the ball, I started seeing him, and I was like, I don't know who he's throwing this to, but I was like, I'm finna go make a play. So, I made the first guy miss, and then after that, made one miss and going to the end zone, and it was just a great feeling, just especially doing it in front of the rock too.
Have you had a game-winning catch like that?
Nah, never.
So how do you describe the emotion? I mean, they still had 10 seconds. You had to close it out, but just the emotion of making that play with 10
Yeah,
seconds.
emotions all over the place right now. I didn't know if I wanted to cry, be happy, you know, but I'm just glad that we was able to get the job done.
Take us through this past week of preparation. Last week, there's probably a few you probably want back. And then this week, right from the jump, you and Jake had the connection immediately.
Yeah, you talking about like a preparation?
Yeah, preparation.
Yeah, so it was a quick turnaround for us. We started practice on Monday, which we normally don't do, but we knew that we had to get it in, especially a quick turnaround. So playing on Friday. So we felt like we had 3 great practices, a ball as well. So it was little things that we needed to clean up on from the Arizona game, which we did, and I'm just glad how this team responded, especially after coming off a short week like that.
Darius, I think I've asked you like 3 times, where does that catch rank among all your great catches? So I'll ask you for the 4th time. How does that one rank?
Yeah, I'm gonna put that one first. I've never had a game winner before, so just to share that moment with this team, it was great.
Listen, what was it like watching that play?
Just the last play?
Yeah, that last touchdown.
If they had some video, you see me running down the sideline. No, they gave us a lot of juice, and I'm grateful for the offense and what they do. Makes us better, so.
Darius, on the drive before, when Jake kind of took a shot for you in the end zone, and then you kind of were down for a little bit, what was kind of going through your mind there, and were you shaken up at all?
Yeah, I just had landed on my shoulder, just a little banged up shoulder that I've been dealing with just the whole season, and just landed on it right on the spot that has been hurting. So they brought me to the tent. I knew I wasn't finna sit out the rest of that game, so I just had to toughen it up, you know.
As that was the game plan, you know, for Ollie Gordon, you yourself, you just had to hit something tonight.
Honestly, as a defense, our game plan was just stop the run mostly. We knew they were going to do a little bit of RPOs action, and we just kind of had to get used to the physicality of the game. And going in the first half, I would say they're more physical than we were, and came out the second half, and we just kind of, like they would say, smack him in the face a little bit. Yeah. So.
I know I can't ask him this question, so I ask you, why is that guy going to play on Sunday in the NFL?
And you see it every Saturday, you know what I'm saying? The one-hand master.
Darius, when you and Jake just exchanged a hug right there, was that the first time you met since the play, or had you celebrated before, or was that first?
I don't remember. I don't remember. It's just a lot of people just smacking me around, just I'm trying to catch my breath. But I don't think so. But yeah, Nah, but I just love that guy. His trust in this team and his leadership, especially to play before, putting his body on the line, going to get that first down.
For both of you guys, how would you describe the post-game locker room celebration? What was that mood like in there?
It was turned. I think that's probably one of the best celebrations we done had. Granted, how we won, but it was special.
What was the halftime conversation like collectively? A lot of diversity, turnovers, defense trying to find themselves as well. What was that conversation like collectively?
Yeah, we as soon as we came in, everybody was we was amped up because we knew that we didn't play our best half at all. Turning the ball over defensive-wise, they knew they didn't play their best as well, and that we knew that we needed to play BYU football. And BYU football was defense going out there making stops, getting them to turn the ball over, and then us making plays on the outside in the run game as well. You see, when we came back out third quarter, the run game was there, and I didn't want them to throw a single pass that drive, especially just how LJ was running and the O-line was blocking stuff.
What was it like that last drive of theirs where you just couldn't seem to get off the field? You know, third down, fourth downs, it was just really tough.
Just for the defense?
Yeah, for the defense.
It was kind of frustrating, but I don't know. We just had to stay the course. We knew that they were going to try to run the whole time. So I don't know. Our main goal was just to stop Ollie Gordon, and I don't know. I feel like every time we would just get a foot away and they would get the first down. But I don't know. I'm super grateful for our offense. They came out there and showed out, scored a touchdown for us, and kind of got it back. So super grateful.
Did you say anything to them after they scored and your offense was heading back out there with a minute left? Did you guys talk at all?
I usually like to talk to the O-line. I don't know. It starts up front. I always tell them in the locker room, especially before the game, it starts up front. And if y'all do a great job, it gives chances like Darius's catches and LJ to be able to run and stuff like that. So I don't know. I always tap them on the head and say, just go get it. You know what I'm saying?
Isaiah, what do you think you guys said with this win tonight, especially with a defense that probably wasn't as dominant as you guys are used to, but kind of finding a way to win that way?
What was that? Sorry.
What do you feel like you guys said with this win tonight? Kind of winning in a very different way than you guys have had to all year.
I'll say it was just a dogfight. You know what I'm saying? We knew coming into halftime, being down 7, that we're going to have to go back out there, and it was just going to be a dogfight. And they smacked us quick, and then we just had to come back. And that's what we did, and we came back on top. So.
What does the rest of the weekend look like for you guys to get tomorrow off and Sunday, or what's kind of the rest of the weekend look like?
Treatments tomorrow. Make sure we get our body back, especially checking in on injuries, and make sure that everybody's can be ready to go next week.
Darius, did you talk to Caleb in the locker room after? I mean, this was obviously an emotional game for him against this former team.
Yeah.
What was he like?
He was amped up. He was juiced up. Especially us playing JUCO together. We got a special bond with each other. So just to see him get this win over Oklahoma State, especially we felt like we were supposed to get it last year, and I'm just so happy for him that something didn't work out his way, but he found a place here.
Is there a benefit of a wake-up call a little bit? I mean, you guys have been playing really well and you still win, but just kind of that, hey, let's reset. We got to, you guys have always had that one-game mentality, but a game like this, does it even amp that up a little bit more as far as, hey, we can't take anything for granted?
Yeah, well, just especially as a defense, like, I don't know, us going out there and playing in Arizona and having to come play Oklahoma State, and they were just super physical, and that's kind of like what our defense needed, just to kind of wake up a little bit, and it's going to help us move on to the next game and be more physical coming into these games to come. So.
Isaiah, some people think you're just a coverage linebacker. Today, you didn't look like a coverage linebacker.
What dog, man?
Yeah, when did that transition happen for you, and that physicality and that finish that was showcased tonight? When did that happen?
Honestly, it happened in spring ball, gaining weight. I would say mostly. Like last year, I was maybe like 210, 214 at this time, and then I would hit people, I kind of feel it. But having coaches like Coach Hill and Justin Enna, being able to have them help me gain weight, especially, and then just teach me to be physical, that's helped me a lot. So.
The neck roll helped too.
The neck roll.
Darius, Jakes said earlier that you guys went through some of those plays on the final drive and the walkthrough earlier today. Do you remember that final play today? Did you go through that and walk through earlier?
Yeah, we did. Because that's our end of our gameplay, so we kind of go through that every day. Especially, we went through that Thursday. Yeah, Thursday, this is when we had our walkthrough, so we went through it Thursday too, and then we just went over it again Friday, and you kind of could see the preparation that goes into that play.
After the loss last season to Oklahoma State, you had a bitter taste in your mouth, and that kind of fueled you guys all off season. What is it like now, 7-0, like looking back at that to where you guys are now?
I would say I don't know, last year we were in a position where we were just trying to get bowl eligible, and they took that from us. So going into this game, I don't know, like you said, we had like a sour taste in our mouth, and we wanted this win. And being able to come out here and beat them finally is, I don't know, it's super beneficial.
Darius, describe the development of your chemistry with Jake and how it's improved week over week.
Yeah, he kind of came up to me early and was like, my fault, I'm a little chilly. I was just outside, so that's why I'm kind of just shivering and stuff too. But yeah, he came to me and was like, yeah, I'm gonna find you and just be ready because I know you can make that play. And that shows just what I want to do. That just shows the trust level he has in me, and I just want to make that play, not for him, just for the team.
Last question, guys.
LJ Martin.
Beast.
That's a dog right there.
Want to receive a pass. Explain kind of like that feeling of like wanting to be the hot hand when you're also, trying to make plays for your team to win.
Yeah, when a guy like that get it going, you just got to keep riding the high hand. And he did a great job from start to finish, just running the ball, staying behind the blocks. O-line did great as well. I'm super proud of those guys. We leaned on them the whole third quarter, and then you just showed the toughness that he has. Missing a couple games, he got that chip on his shoulder, that dog mentality, and I'm super proud of LJ.